on the topic of comedy, there is some good news.
I got some good news too on the topic of comedy.
Okay, what's your good news first?
I just farted in a jar.
Oh, yeah, so you're going to have to get out of this whole comedy game.
Yeah, I'm in the fart jar game.
Well, there's another good opportunity for UK comedians. So this is they said comedians could be prescribed on the NHS to help patients struggling with trauma, and NHS is like the public health care over there, right?
Yeah.
So they've decided.
There's one line in here where I'm like, I was beside myself.
Oh man. So basically people that have trauma, they're going to have comedians come in. First of all,
Dude, there's the one
prescribed by the government.
Insane, because it's this one line. It goes, I don't know if you want to do this in order, but this.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone goes, when I work with young people, there's a lot of experiencing gender dysmorphia, people who have recently come out, issues, family, class, and race. I'm just like, make sure you send them the right comedian.
100%.
Like, imagine
Chappelle.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, good. My trans surgery. Anyway, I got drama with that. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
you get dice. Well, I mean, obviously, we know the comedians that are going to have a job doing the hell gig.
Oh, that is
maybe the worst gig of all time.
It's not even a corporate; it's a government.
Yeah, imagine. But you also must. I mean, it's also the other way around, where like a guy dies in a car crash. He lost his wife. He's in the hospital bed watching the game.
That was the sign. Remember Seinfeld, where the guy's like in the hospital and Jerry has to go cheer him up or whatever. And Jerry's like does a bit. He's like,
yeah, that's what you have to come in and be like, when we've done the bars and people are watching the TVs and they turn off the game to put the comedy show on, and just like you've never seen people more viscerally angry at you. So these guys, you're sitting in your bed, your wife just died, and someone comes in, the improv troupe comes in, they go, all right, give us a place.
My wife's arms.
Matey, I'll be an arm. So this is, imagine this. You bring Hannah Gatsby in.
That would she be perfect at?
Well, that's the thing. You just had a big trauma, and then you come in, we've got a good comedian for you. She's going to cheer you up. She goes, I was raped.
I was raped. No, the ultimate would be if they go,
how is this making me feel better?
Someone's suicidal, and then they bring the comic in. They go, we lost him. He killed himself. You go, ooh.
Obviously. Well, not any.
No, but they bring the super safe comics in because that's what we'll get for them. Like, maybe they need the fucking dice man to really just rattle them out of that depression.
Well, worse than that would be the person with depression. Then they come in and they go, so I've got depression. I was seeing my therapist, and you go, isn't this supposed to sort of make me feel better? It's like, I've got anxiety. I've got OCD. So I'm single.
So I'm single now. You're welcome, ladies. And
yeah,
you look around, it's like just you.
You're welcome, ladies. You're just a fucking guy sitting in his bed trying to turn the game on again. So I'm single.
He just hits the fucking the morphine drip button a couple times.
Yeah. This guy's on the street catcalling me. He walked out to me and he said, they do the wacky stories they didn't have. And he goes, I'd like to take your head and turn it into a football and have sex with the football. And I said, take my head and turn it into a football and have sex with the football. So we're dating. So anyway, some guy in a wheelchair, he's got his trauma from his head trauma, and the person comes in, they go, so I was talking to my privileged white dad. So that the government hires aren't going to be the best comedians of the best.
No, you're not going to.
They're not getting JJ Lieberman, but they should.
You just get a clown.
Well, you basically are getting a clown, but yeah.
But like a really just an
actual clown would probably work better, yeah. The fact that the tax dollars, like if you want to really piss off, like make America never have public health care again, this is a pretty good thing to point to, where they go, like the people here that really don't want health care, and everyone goes, it's probably a good idea to have health care, and they go, yeah, look at UK. This is what and you go, look at the budget for comedians to come talk to people about their trauma. That would be enough for even Bernie Sanders to probably be like, yeah, you maybe private things better.
Yes, maybe we should go private.
Hey, yo, way, yo, yeah, fucked her. Are you allowed? That would be a bad, when you do the clean gigs and then it's going so bad that the people have to go dirty because it's the only way to win. How good would that be if you're going and you're bombing clean at the trauma gig and you're just like, so anyways, this bitch is sucking me off.
They're like in the back lighting you like 6 minutes into a 40-minute set. They're like, no.
They're lighting you at your hospital gig. So Angela Belcher, comedian in residence at Bristol University. So she's good.
You're a comedian in residence?
Senior fellow of comedy.
Basically.
She's been working with medics to develop the sessions. So this was her big idea. And then she's a comedian in residence. Jesus Christ. What do you do? I work at the university. What do you do? I'm the comedian in residence. What is that? Mainly, I've been training other comedians to go to hospitals.
She's basically just like, she just goes after comedy like in a really like theoretical. She's probably the least funny person on earth, but she knows how to joke.
And she's probably hiring people that barely have a tight five.
Like she has remember you had your comedy theory like last week or whatever?
Yeah.
She probably was thinking about that when she was 18 and made like a career out of it with like not a funny bone in her body.
Well, she probably has all of the things like the rules in three. Like she has all the rules of three. Every joke of hers is like a structured exactly.
It all goes back to like ancient Greece. Like everything is like.
She goes, I guarantee you someone that's going in there is going, so I'm on every dating app, Bumble, Tinder, Airbnb.
Classic.
So I'm on every dating app, Christian Mingle, Bumble, hardware.com.
Too, she probably does like in comedy, like she probably does the odd mic. She
probably comes up.
She shows up occasionally.
She probably bumps everyone. The comedian in residence?
Yeah, the comedian in residence. But like she probably is like really tons of swagger and then she just eats it on every show.
She probably has so much swagger.
Eats it.
The senior fellow of comedy. And she said she said that she would help people gain new perspective on their difficult experiences. Angie also says comedy is a force for good and people do not realize how much it could change people's lives. And also I would say personally, how many times you've seen people have their lives and as a comedian, their lives, and as a citizen, their nights ruined.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, we have seen plenty of people. Danny was in 9 fist fights at her last tour alone, and these are people that like us. Danny's been in more arguments. Ari Shafir was just telling me the other day.
He probably is.
He had the same thing. I don't know what it is.
He probably gets insane ones.
No, but it's always like a Jewish person or a non-Jewish person getting mad at the Holocaust jokes. The Holocaust jokes really push people's buttons, but mostly the people that do them
because we're
are
currently
Jewish.
Living through a real Holocaust.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
there's a Holocaust right now. So
what's that? The white man.
The white man. No, the ones at Caroline's were Jews.
You go into the place and you're just like this. So the white man's gone off. What's the deal with the white man not getting a fair shake? The person's just finished their top surgery. That is the worst gig on earth. Yeah, right. So anyways, we've seen plenty of people not have their lives made better by comedy.
Yeah.
Listen, if you like the comedy, if it's bad comedy, there's, and I do, the odd random show at a random place. I was thinking the other day, and someone said this, like, it might have been Louis, that he's, I think one of the best things in the world is comedy when it's good, but I don't know if he said the second part, but one of the worst things in the world is comedy when it's bad.
Mm-hmm. And comedy when it's bad, it's...
And doing
can be sometimes like this razor thin margin.
And I'll tell you what that razor thin margin is nowhere near someone that was hired by the government to do a clean set in a hospital bed.
National Health Service.
Oh my God. Did they they have to bring the mic in? It's probably not working all that great.
Oh no, that's the thing too. Yeah. It's always just like they have one of those like tiny amps, like those 15-watt amps or whatever. It sounds like shit.
Outside of the hospital, because the ambulances are coming in every 5 seconds. Oh, my ride's here. That's the thing. Whenever a cop car goes by, the old hacky line is, "Oh, my ride's here."
Yeah, and then there was like a code red in the fucking hospital. Yeah. And he goes, "Yeah, I didn't know I was doing that good."
yeah. The entire set.
I'm killing. Oh, actually, sorry, they said not to say that.
The entire set would be like wacky things happening in the hospital.
Oh, 100%. What's the deal with the hospital applesauce?
Yeah. So this was not a good idea. I mean, if they consulted with one normal comedian, I can't think of a single comedian that would be like great idea.
Yeah, no.
Although, if you were like open micers, they want to put comedy everywhere. Someone's like, I opened up a cupcake shop. You're like, is there a spot for a mic? They love putting comedy.
JJ with the boxing gym. He was like literally working out at a boxing gym. And he goes, we should do comedy at the boxing gym.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Boxing gym comedy.
Why?
Yeah, we're like, why? And he goes, just be a good spot for it.
Because there's people there.
You go, what are you talking about?
Why would they want that?
Yeah, comedians love putting comedy in places that shouldn't have comedy. And he goes, she said, I work with young people and there's a lot of experiencing gender dysphoria. So this is the thing, and people who have recently come out or have issues with race, family, or class. So someone who might be having some issues with race that's in the hospital, they come in, they get like a lecture on race from a fucking college kid.
Racism is literally like one of the biggest diseases that affects the most people.
That's right. That's true.
We've literally covered that article 50 times.
That's true. And she said, it's the whole, if you don't laugh, you'll cry sort of thing. Trauma plus time equals comedy. So you were right. She knows her formula.
She knows her formulas. She's got all, the thing is, there's only like 6 things.
There's not that many
like
things.
The whole, like, just like you can learn comedy, like the basics of it in like a 20-page book.
Yeah. No, and you know what I thought? I think it was Dennis Miller that said this, that I thought was one of the best like comedy theories that, they said there's like 2 things. It's what's in your bag and how fast you can take out the bag. And then I thought, when you think of someone like, there's a lot of like the Zach Galifianakis people that what's in their bag is like, it's a lot of wacky things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's interesting about them. But then there's some people that's like, they can always pull out a banger, and that's kind of what your head's like, right? If you think of your head as everything that comes up, there's the infinite amount of possibilities you can think of. How quickly can you narrow it down? And then how quickly can you optimize to pick out the best one? I thought that would be the closest I would come to describing what would make someone funny in like a technical way.
I would say that's right only because that is her 3rd theory. That is her number 3, actually.
But then there's a lot of people you would say, well, they're able to pull something out really quick, but it stinks, or it's average, or it's never like a home run. They're able to like pull out singles a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's like smart people that aren't that funny.
Sure, which is lots of them.
Because their brain isn't able to like connect interesting combinations of things to find the funniest
you might be
thing.
funny and just have bad timing. And that's like, you could be
well,
really
that's someone
funny.
Fumbling with the bag pull.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
and then
true.
there's delivery. There's how well you can deliver.
I think
obviously
delivery is
more components.
Delivery is the bag pull, yeah.
Delivery would have to be the bag pull, yeah. Yeah, the bag pull. Well, there was that big expose on the CBC girl, so the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. She left the CBC being like, all right, this is out of control. And she goes, I was the most liberal person, and now I'm the most conservative person. I haven't changed or whatever.
Yeah. And the best is literally all the people who are like, yeah, well, fucking see you later, you fucking bigot.
Yeah.
And they're all just like Muslim person in a wheelchair who like works at the CBC is like.
We never talked about this one, but there's an amazing show that they have coming out. It's called The Housekeeper, was it?
No, the cleaning lady.
The cleaning
lady. But that was actually because we saw that, the cleaning lady, like, here lady. We go. But then that's actually like a famous like Mexican show or something that existed that they just like translated. So it loses a bit of its.
It wasn't that funny.
It loses a bit of the whole thing. It's one thing to be like just out of thin air being like, we're making a show called The Cleaning Lady.
Okay. Well, actor and poet Jane Hills has something positive to say about the new comedy thing. She goes, she attended a course when she wasn't in a good place, she says. And the course will reprogram your brain a bit to think differently and find humor in the situations you're in. So they're already talking about reprogramming you with humor.
Yep.
Anyways, bad idea.
Yeah.
And then the one thing.
It's as bad of an idea, the fucking, as like, comedy show at a boxing gym. Like they're on par. Like that is the thing. We go, boxing gym's a bad idea. Oh, you know what? We should fucking go to the hospital and just give this to people as treatment. Go, that's a fucking terrible idea.
Brutal idea.